Well, thank you very much, Ken Workington. Welcome, everybody, to Saturday night here at the Meadowlands. Special in the Sulky guest this evening, a young man who's making a name for himself on the East Coast, Austin Siegelman, 23 years old, and it's been a big day for you already. You were at Freehold this afternoon driving. Do any good?
Oh, I did all right. I got a couple checks, won one race, so.
Okay, well, you're off to a very good start today, and you've been a busy guy the last 2 years, a lot of doubleheaders. In fact, you've driven, I think, in over 3,000 races in 14 and 15 combined. Practice makes perfect. How much has that seat time helped your career?
Oh, a lot. It's huge to get to different tracks and really just be in the bike every day.
We know a guy named Robbie Siegelman who's raced here at the Meadowlands for a long time. Are you related to him at all?
He's my father's cousin, so that makes him my second cousin, yeah.
Now, does he put you up to drive his horses?
I've driven a few horses for him. Most recently, I didn't drive his horse so well at Freehold, but he'll get over it.
I'm sure he'll forgive you, by Thanksgiving at least, that's for sure. How did you get involved in the sport, Austin, and what got you rolling in harness racing?
I grew up in the barn pretty much because my dad always trained a small stable at Pocono Downs, so I spent a lot of nights there and a lot of days in the shed row.
Now, you actually attended college over there at one point. I think it was Wilkes University. Yes. What were you studying, and how far did you get in school?
I only did 2 semesters. I was undecided. I didn't have a major or anything, but yeah.
Well, hey, at least you could say you went to college for a while, but if you're interested in racing horses, it's driving that counts, and you've driven at a lot of places, Monticello, Saratoga. You raced at Pocono quite a bit as well against some pretty good drivers, and it seems like every track nowadays, the top 5 or 6 guys win everything in sight. How tough is it to get started and get those drives?
Oh, it's almost impossible. You have to have good people behind you, and luckily I do. So, you know, if I wanted to go to Pocono right now, I wouldn't have much of a shot to go against those guys.
Well, in Monticello, you must have made a name for yourself because I think it was 2013. You were named the Rising Star Award winner for the Monticello Goshen Ushwa chapter. That'd be a pretty big thrill. What were you, 21 at the time?
Yeah, you know, that was nice.
Now, we've seen you at the Meadowlands just a handful of drives, not a whole lot, but a week ago you drove in the Open and actually picked up a check with a horse who was about 99-1 on the board. That was UF Rock and Dragon. What's it like when you come to the Meadowlands and race against Yannick Gingras, Tim Tetrick, and Campbell and Dave Miller? What do you learn from these guys?
Right. It's a little intimidating to drive with them, but, you know, they're the best in the world, so you pick up everything they do, how they bring a horse to the gate, what they do, when they move. That's a big thing. I don't have my timing down quite yet, but we'll get that.
Well, just watching those guys and just being around those guys, how they handle themselves, has to be a pretty good deal, too. If you ever have any questions, do you ever go up to John Campbell and ask him anything about driving, or Callahan, or those guys?
I haven't, but I did talk to Ron Pierce quite a bit. He gave me some good advice.
Well, Ron Pierce, we miss him around here. That guy was just good, and we hope to see him back in the Sulky. Hard to say what's going to happen with him. He was always good at hustling a horse off the gate, even a long shot, sitting close and getting a nice trip and popping out in the stretch. What do you feel your strengths are as a driver? Are you a speed guy? Are you a pace guy? What are your strong suits?
You know what? If anything, I think I'm a first-over driver. I like to just sit out on the outside and just grind away and push the button when the time comes right.
Now, how do you keep a horse alive first over? Just keep him on the bit and try to save some horse, or what's the secret?
Yep, just keep him on the bit, keep the bit in his mouth, and don't ask him too soon.
And just wait until it's payoff time
and
get the job done.
Make sure you can bury the guys on the inside that you want to, and that's it.
Brian Sears always said he liked to put the guy he had to beat in a bad spot if at all possible, or put him in a spot where they have to come to you and kind of control the race that way. You drive a lot up at Saratoga and get some power up there as well,
right.
And that's a pretty tough driving colony up there.
Oh yeah, we have a very competitive group of drivers up there. You know, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to leave the gate. It's a tough place. You have to draw on a half mile.
Now, what are your plans for 2016? You're here at the Meadowlands driving at Freehold in the wintertime. Once Saratoga opens, are you going back up there, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'll probably go back to Saratoga, maybe drive a little Yonkers and Pocono on the side, or Vernon or Tioga.
Well, if you've driven 3,000 times in the last couple of years, you don't have a lot of time for anything else. Any hobbies away from the racetrack? You into sports or anything like that?
You know what? I really don't have anything going on right now. I play video games in my spare time, watch TV and movies, and that's pretty much it.
They say Tim Tetrick's a big video gamer. You ever had a showdown with him in any of those things?
Nope, not yet.
All right. Well, if he invites you over to the Tetrick mansion, make sure you let him win, okay?
No, I don't know about that.
A little bit of customer video gaming. Most drivers are athletes. You have to be in shape to drive. Were you into sports when you were in high school?
Oh, yeah. I played basketball, baseball, and I was big into ice hockey in high school.
Now, Billy Dobson, who you race against at Saratoga, used to be a big basketball star in Linden, Michigan in high school. You ever shoot hoops with him?
Not yet. I've wanted to, but we just haven't gotten together and done it yet.
Okay, well, cool deal, Austin. It's great to have you here at the Meadowlands, and you're a young guy who's getting started, and that's a cool thing, and getting some seat time here at the Big M is neat. Let's give us some handicapping information for our fans tonight. You've got 3 drives, 4th race, number 4, Pansformative. This horse was actually pretty good up at Saratoga.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the real deal. I actually baby raced him the first time he was ever behind the gate, so I know him pretty well. And I think he'll be good in here.
You think he matches up pretty good with this?
Yeah,
group?
absolutely, if he's tight.
Okay, we move on to the 8th race. Number 12, Off Like a Prom Dress. Very interesting name there.
Yes.
This is this 14-horse field. This horse made $50K last year, but looks like he has a hard time staying healthy.
Yeah, he made $50,000, and that was really an off year for him. The year before he made 90, I think. And another horse, I've driven him for 2 years. I know him better than anybody. It's just a matter of the starting position, which is the problem.
What do you do in these 14-horse races? I mean, it's so crowded behind the gate with 10 on the gate and 4 trailers. Just try to stay too wide so you don't get locked in, or
Yes,
what's the strategy?
Exactly. That's the plan for tonight.
All right. Do you think you have a shot in that race if things work out?
Yeah, he's a pretty good horse.
Okay, and that horse will be a zillion to 1 most likely, too, on the tote board. Last race, 14th race, number 8, Galactic Star. You've never driven this horse, you've probably never seen him before.
Nope.
How do you approach something like this?
Just listen to the trainer. I did talk to Rick Dane last night about the horse. He said he should be a little better, so.
All right. Well, some insight for handicappers. Austin likes Pansformative in the 4th. In the 12th race, he likes Off Like a Prom Dress, so there's a couple long shots. Might be worth playing. Thanks for taking some time to join us. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
Austin Siegelman, our special in the Sulky guest this evening. We'll take a quick time out and be right back with more.